The craziest thing I ever heard.
Yo, what's good, guys? Come on, Tina. Come on, man. Just stop with the Tina. It was hard enough dealing with being called Dad. I accepted that. Now they want to call me Dad Paul. Now you want to call me Tina. I mean, come on. What's happening, people? Tina turning the house. Shit. What's going on, guys? What is happening? Bingo cards ready, yeah? I see you guys play that game well. What's going on, guys? Are we all well? Turn it up. Yeah, I'll turn it up. How's that for you? Is that all good? Volume clear? I think it should be. What's happening? Alright, trades reality textbook, New York reversal, half Batman today, yesterday's high day, 3k profits and counting. Well done, Crypto Keeper. Bro, just keep ripping it up, man. I mean, I try my hardest just to get through as many messages and, you know, all the platforms that we got where we're chatting and what have you. It is chaotic. All I can do is just give you guys information, and I know what you guys can do with that information, man. So, yeah. Bullish, bearish, boys. Oh, shit, Johnny. Is that what you mean? What the ravers say, yeah? Just want to thank everyone for becoming a Patreon. If you are new to the patrons, guys, go through the previous posts. Okay, so this stream isn't going to be long because I want any of the new patrons to go through the previous posts. I want any new members to the channel to go through the previous streams. You've got to catch up and have some sound understanding to what we talk about on a day-to-day basis in this stream. Okay, so then that way you're not feeling left behind. All right, because from the way price is behaving right now, a couple of things could turn out and they could be in our favor, whether it goes to the upside or to the downside. Naturally, we're going to be able to exploit both instances. All right. So let's see how it goes. So yeah, make sure you go through it, guys. There is a lot of stuff that you can download, images, get them all printed, put them all over the place, guys, because these things repeat themselves. And I know the patrons know about the vector candle, that red vector candle that happened with Bitcoin. Okay, so let me just get that up for you right now. Here we go. So if knowledge serves me correctly, all right, you guys, when you were looking at this, all right, let me just bring it up for you. Where was it? If I'm correct, it was during the weekend. This was it. This was the vector candle. So this candle, we were speaking about it, and then there was another candle previously where we said that price, it was literally a couple of days beforehand. So that was it, 2 days. All right. So we spoke about this vector candle and we said in the Patreon that this is going to happen again. When it does, you'll know what to expect. And then look, the same thing happened again, and then price went and bounced all the way back up, bounced all the way back up at that point. So there are things that happen that I always grab and talk about so that you guys can have an understanding and just build your repertoire of trading, you know, the artillery that you have in this game, so you can just get your piece from the market makers. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down exactly what's been going on. Brad, thank you very much for becoming a member. All right. Thank you to anyone that does become a member. So yeah, long and short, that was good, man. Yeah, the C130, that was awesome. So yeah, nice people there, man. Nice people in the C130 community, man. That's good. That's what it's about, guys. It's all about communities, man. Stop going into the past. I know. Yeah, we don't roll with the past, guys. We don't roll on hindsight. We talk in real time, and that's what you're going to get, guys. Okay, then. So are we ready? I'm going to keep this stream short and sweet for you because it's really hot. And I've had a lovely migraine all day from this pounding sun. So I'm going to give you everything that you need so that you can refer back to this video and not have to sit through 2 hours worth of streams. I know some of you guys like that, But just for tonight, we're just going to keep it short and sweet. So let's get ready, guys. Firstly, how many of you took any trades today? Type 1. Thank you, Deep Philip. Yeah, this is pre-recorded stuff. Oh, wow. You guys have been very busy, I see. No trades today. It's funny how all the veterans are putting down that they haven't. Naturally, it's good, that is. You know, if you took trades today, that's no problem. And you made money, happy days, okay? But I know what the guys who haven't taken trades are thinking. And that's good. That's good. You know? There you go. Paper only, that's no problem. Okay, then. I took a trade. Bitcoin hit the M2. Cool. We're calling up for something big. Maybe. Hands up. What's good? What's good? We got PC Shed in the house. We got Mike Dutch. Who's in here? Yep. Critania. Another Monday. Thank you. You know. All right, and I'm going to get straight to it, guys. Did Euro USD pay today? Ooh. Euro USD bounced from that zone. Fair play, Euro USD. All right, then. So, here we go. Bitcoin. What a boring session. I mean, look, I said to you at the weekend, guys, we were down 2 liquidity pools from Monday. Today has been pretty much Monday. False move, week beginning. There's your false move right there. That nice spike to the upside and then brings price all the way back down to regulate in the zone. Now we've got Asia coming into play tonight. Then we'll have a nice full day of UK, Europe, and we'll have the US session as well. All right. They've held the zone purposely. Now, one of two things is going to happen. Something is going to be told or shared across social media or in the world of finance, something about Bitcoin, which is going to either create fear or greed. Price is either going to rise or drop. Okay. When we're stuck in this condensed zone, remember, Bitcoin has been stuck in an $8,000 range. It ain't gone nowhere. It is boring and there's nothing happening in the charts. Anyone talking about a crash? See you later, bruv. There's nothing of the nature right now. Okay, I don't think we will see a crash. Price will drop, but I don't think we'll see a crash. Like I said, a crash is something that has to happen like this. This wild, chaotic behavior. Not a nice walk down the park and then back up the hill and then just a little bit of a pullback. Come on, man. Don't say that to me, guys. So, peak formation that's appeared down here. All right. A lot of notable volume coming in at key points. Okay, so they've been dropping price, forming the first leg of the W formation. Rise back to the 50 to induce traders, bringing it back, keeping above the previous first leg and moving out of the zone, hitting the 200, retracing back. This would be deemed as level 1 for this small W formation. But remember, we are still in this massive inverted head and shoulders. So if I adjust my box right here, we are going to be seeing this zone as the right shoulder. We've got the leg, first leg, left shoulder, head, and then the right shoulder. Variation on the theme. You guys can pretty much see that it is a huge W formation. Well, it doesn't look so great. Let me just sort that out. Bring that here. And then you've got this W right here. And then you've got the drop. Oh my days. What are you doing, bruv? Come on. Man, I can't stand MT4 sometimes. I don't know why I use it sometimes. There we go. So variation on the theme. All right. I just need to delete this one. There we go. Now, I'm always going to factor this one as well. Let's bring this across. There we go. So it's a huge W formation, guys. All right. But nothing is happening right now because Bitcoin is stuck in a zone. And it has been stuck for a long time. Anyone that's buying and selling, fair play if you're able to exploit these little moves. But we want to see where Bitcoin is looking to go in the near term. They're holding the M2 pivot zone. Okay, because when price breaks out of this zone, you really want to see it pull back straight away to test it. And it hasn't tested it until earlier on today in the New York session. So that's really important that they brought price back down. All right. We've got the psychological high showing support right now, and it hasn't even tested it. So remember, as I said to you guys, price will always do one or two things. If it comes towards the psychological high, it will either bounce from it, go below it, or go above it. Okay. Same with the psychological low. Okay, and they've shown that support right there, tried to come back down and came back up again. All right, where do we project Bitcoin to go? Well, right now we don't see anything, do we? We only see a formation happening here and then rise level 1 retrace. So we're just waiting for this level 1 to form and make a break to the upside. Alternatively, you can consider that there is a head and shoulders here as well. Remember, you've got the left shoulder here, the head, and you've got the right shoulder here. So how long will this play out for? So we're stuck in two elements right now. Okay, there is what appears to be indecision, but the market makers are just keeping price in a zone. They are accumulating like no tomorrow. All right. What's going on, Johnny? What's going on? If you're wanting the music, guys, go over to my guy, Ed Poster on Instagram. Okay. And he has, sorry, I posted it before. It's a playlist. Give me a second. I'll post the playlist for you. Here we go. Guys on Spotify. The guy's got unbelievable songs. Unbelievable songs. Let me just get this track up for you. Ah, man. Here we go. Just try and find it for you. Shoot. Where's my guy? Head Poster, where you at, bro? Ah, too far. Head Poster. There he is, Head Poster. Oh my days. Here we go. All right, and cool. So here's the link for you for the sounds that we've got right here. Shit. What am I doing? Sorry about the delay, guys. Give me just 2 seconds because I just want to help my guy out as well. Here we go. Happy days. Copy. There you go. So tracks that are playing right now, pinned. Yeah, just spamming the chat for you. There you go. Playlist that you can hear. Okay, then cool. Right. Let's get back to it. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum is doing exactly the same thing, guys. Now, if you notice, in the elements of fractional disparity, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are doing exactly the same. All right. There's nothing happening. You can see how this pattern has effectively played out as such so far. And this is what we were sharing across the board on the weekend on what we would like to see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP to do. Now, we all know what's going on with XRP. The SEC's motion was denied. And there's a lot of things happening with XRP, guys. Oh, she came and hit that projection point. Yeah, I think I've already discussed that. So, same story. I mean, look, there's nothing more I can explain to you guys other than the fact that we are stuck in a very tight range across cryptocurrency. My understanding is I genuinely believe that there's some news that's going to come out that's going to rock this place. It's either going to be positive or negative. I mean, I'm trying to look. Is there anything that could be brewing that is in favor for Bitcoin, cryptocurrency? You know, what was it? I saw an article that said over the weekend, nearly $2 to $3 billion worth of Bitcoin were purchased by what we understand to be whales. Okay. Now, to be frank with you, one evening I was sat with Mike. We were watching something on the blockchain, on the transactions on the blockchain. And I'd say in 2 hours, we witnessed $2 billion worth of Bitcoin move. So when they say $2 billion worth of Bitcoin were purchased by whales, I mean, it had to be more than that over the weekend. Had to be way more than that. You know, so they're always going to lead us into a direction. They're going to try and make people believe one thing is happening just to keep spirits up. You know, if the whales are buying, why aren't we? Right? Which is why I'm saying to you guys, we move when the market maker moves. Right now, these zones are terrible. And that is a clear, today and yesterday is a clear indication of market makers just holding zones. We might get some very interesting behavior this evening by Asia. Okay. And we are going into what tomorrow? We're going into the midweek reversal. When will that reversal appear? We need to wait and see, guys. The game isn't about being in the game as much as you can. It's about being in the game and getting paid when you step into the game. All right? Sit back. Let it come to you. Because remember, market makers can't just move price in one direction straight away. It's progressive. Slow trend is the true trend. All right? Price has come out of this W formation, makes the high, comes back. It's still holding the zone. If this breaks below this area here, it invalidates the pattern. Right now, we're witnessing the psychological high showing strength. The M2 pivot zone showing strength. We understand the M2 pivot implies the M4 projection, okay? Which takes us towards the 40K mark. Remember, the 40K mark is a huge area right now because this is the range that Bitcoin has been stuck in. All right? What's going on, Danny? Yeah, you can buy and sell crypto from Visa, from Coinbase. Yeah, that is, we move when Steve moves. Yes, guys, listen, we move when Steve moves. All right? And I bet you're thinking, who is Steve? Well, let me introduce to you who Steve is. All right? Mike, please make sure you're sitting down, bro. Now, this is a little bit of an ongoing joke, but it actually came into fruition. So me and Mike, which we're going to talk about in the podcast on Friday, we were watching the blockchain on the transactions that were yet to be confirmed. And it was a very interesting evening. What me and Mike were trying to establish was when the transactions that were yet to be confirmed on the blockchain, once they were confirmed, how did that reflect price across MT4 and on TradingView? Okay. And we did see some very interesting behavior. Every time there was a non-confirmed transaction, price would stall. Every time a massive transaction had occurred, price would start to move. But of course, there was a bit of a time delay. Now, me and Mike were watching these transactions. We were witnessing 1,500 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin, 1,200 Bitcoin. And what was weird was when we changed over the denominations to monetary value, so we would see 60 million, 50 million, nothing would move in the marketplace. Yet when we saw something like 45 cents or $2 or $8, okay, price would move. So that is me and Mike. We come to the understanding that the guy that's selling his Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin at 41 cents and, you know, and $8 worth, that's Steve moving the market. I think we found our market maker, guys. His name's Steve. But that's what happens, guys, when you're staying up till 5 o'clock in the morning staring at something that you're trying to decipher and you start really hallucinating with shit. So, yeah. Steve. Oh. I do not have a coupon, no. I ain't even taken Steve Myron's course. Oh, man. It's just a random thing. It was a bit of a fun thing. If you are new, guys, to the channel, yeah, we have a podcast which is hosted by Mike Dutch on every Friday. So I believe if you type the word podcast in the channel right now, it should come up with Streamlabs saying podcast. Go and follow that channel. It's hosted by Mike Dutch podcast, where we just literally talk about very interesting things such as Steve. All right. So, all right then, let's get back to it again. So look, Sydney, I know, I don't care what time Sydney opens. I see that at 8 a.m. It's 10 to 8 right now in Sydney. Now, Sydney would open at 9 a.m. Now, reason why we wait for the markets to open, it's not necessarily the markets open, it's the banks. Okay, once the banks open, once the LIBOR is effectively coming into play, the swaps, you name it, once everybody is awake in every country across the world, or should I say the main time zones in and around the world, so that's Asia, and you got Europe, and you got the States. When the banks are open, that's when money starts flowing. Okay, anything in between, or should I say anything beforehand, out of market hours, is just price reflecting people's pre-market orders. It's like the futures markets. You can have pre-futures markets. You know, when you hear CNN or Bloomberg saying pre-futures are showing a higher open or a lower open, you know, it's because they are factoring in orders. But once 9 a.m. hits and the banks are open, it's yippee-ki-yay, the money starts flowing. And that's what we wait for with these sessions. All right, there you go. You can add, you know, the Mike Dutch with Traders Reality Podcast right there. So if you are new, get yourself over there, because it is an interesting podcast to say the least. Okay then. Now, can you please explain how M2 and M4 projection work? Okay, so because I've stared at this for such a long time, these are pivot zones, okay, which sit with support and resistance. All right, so here's an example. If you right click on these pivot points, all right, now you can't see it because I don't know why it doesn't do that. But if you click on it, it will show you, you can get standard pivot points as well. All right. So I'm sure you can see it right now. Can you see the standard pivot points? Can you see R1, S1, S2? These are medium, they're effectively the medium points. All right, now I've tested it against the S1s and the S2s, S3s and 4s. And at the halfway points, okay, if they make their way to resistance 1, they will break towards M4, okay, because it's halfway. R2, M5, R3, halfway, and then it stops there. All right, so I'm going to keep these on there. And another thing as well that I'm going to be discussing right now that a lot of guys haven't got, that I haven't been talking about, because I mean, I've been using this strategy for a long time, especially PVSRA. Now with PVSRA comes volume. Now this is not the volume that you think it is. All right, this is tick volumes, a different story. All right, but the idea is this. Let me show you. If you can see at the bottom of the screen, can we all see the volume at the bottom? Just give me a hey. No, Leok, listen, that's just a little on-running joke, man. There's no guy called Steve out there. There's no guy. It's just me and Mike. We're up until 5 o'clock in the morning. Our minds were going tripping out. And we just come up that when someone sells 45 cents worth of Bitcoin and price moves, it's Steve. All right, we even come up with another name. We're saying that his next door neighbor, Derek, where he was selling about $25 worth of Bitcoin. He was making the move. And then we had Joe, and we had Simon, we had Matthew. Man, we were just staring at this for ages, man. We were tripping out. So, yeah. My alter ego. I know, Derek. Good guy. All right, and cool. He's bluffing. It's all about Steve. Okay, then cool. Here we go then. So the volume. Now the tick volume. The problem with the volume on the higher time frame is you can't really gauge that much from it. Other than the fact that as price is rising, you can see it starting to slow down, and then out of nowhere it spikes up. You can pretty much put 2 and 2 together and say, yep, okay, volume starting to rise towards the highs. But the problem is, as volume is starting to rise, you've got divergence right there because it's not outside the volatility band. So if you marry the two together, you start thinking to yourself, hold on a sec, what's valid, the RSI or the volume rising? Because if you were to base it solely on volume rising, you would be going long right here. You'd go long because you would solidify that volume is rising. There's a big green vector candle. They favor higher prices. That's not the case. Okay, so then you look at the RSI and you say, hold on, as price rose here, it was outside the volatility band. It made another attempt towards the volatility, but it didn't, and it showed a shark fin. So that tells me that there's divergence in that sense where price is closing lower as it rises. And there was no volatility to move price higher. And then before you know it, price snaps right back down. Okay? But where it is valid is on the 1 minute time frame. The 1 minute time frame is where you see the money. All right? So let me show you. Okay then. Right. We understand something in this area, don't we? We know that when they're bringing price back down on the 1 minute time frame, guys. No, they're based in Australia. Cyprus is the haven that all these brokers have. Okay? Some are regulated, some aren't. But IC Markets is heavily regulated. Okay? So just be mindful when you're looking for brokers. Always go for regulated brokers. Okay? Now, here we go. You can see the vectors coming in. All right? The way that these volume candles work, all right, is when you see a stopping volume candle like this, okay, look down at the volume. And if it is quite big, you know it's a stopping volume candle. All right, because look at this green candle here. The volume that come in, strong candle. The next candle, strong as well, but it was stopping volume. And then look what happened to price. It pulled back and then it dropped. Notable volume here. Volume is high. Look how it matches up there. Very strong intention to push price down lower. Then you can see more stopping volume coming in here. All right. So you got the green vector candle right there. Stopping volume at the lows. Price moves. So that's really where it's really easy for you to understand. And patrons, I'm going to do a video discussion on that for you. So don't worry, sit tight. That's going to come to you. Okay. But that is the general consensus of using the volume. I don't really consider it because I've been staring at this stuff for a long time. It's like I have the ticks volumes applied already in my mind. I know that stopping volume really is going to have a high bar at in and around this zone, especially when it's at a high and it pins the high. But that's another conversation anyway. So let's drop down to the hour. Again, let's see. Oh, Bitcoin is starting to jump. Let's have a look on the 15-minute time frame. What have we got here? Yeah, so it's just slowly coming up. You can see now, like, it's starting to spike price. All right, you can even see a little mini W formation right there. Unbelievable. What I'm saying to you guys is you must proceed with caution. Wait until the most liquid time in the market. All right, when is it the most liquid time in the market? That's the question. When is it the most liquid time in the market? Please tell me. Market open. When Steve confirmed. Oh, guys, don't start with this Steve shit now. Come on. There we go. I ain't going to mention Steve again. New York, London. That's the one, guys. If I give you any advice, guys, it's this. Do not trade any other time other than the London, New York session. So trade the open of London or trade the London, New York crossover. It's the most liquid time in the marketplace. All right. Because if you're going to come to the chart and say, right, here we go. Here's an example. For example, how many times am I going to say the word example? Here's an example. Look at this stopping volume candle right here. Now, this is the Brinks box before New York fully opens. Now, if you look closely, you can see that the start of the red box is ever so faint. All right. This is the pre-market. And then it comes in with this green vector candle. So if you were to simply make a trade on the basis that this stopping volume candle was the candle that wasn't going to allow price to go lower, and you were to open your longs on the open of this candle and effectively set your stop below the Brinks box, okay, you would have got yourself a good situation. Why? Because if we understand this stopping volume candle, we know market makers are bringing price down, tapping the liquidity at the lows, and then they're bringing price back up because they don't want price to go any lower. So the next candle will shift out of the zone. You're doing that at the half one, half two sorry, yeah, half 1, half 2 GMT time in the UK. That is when it all crosses over. That is when a pump of money comes in. That is improving the odds of the trade playing out in your favor. Now, if you do it during this sort of time right now, where's your liquidity? There's none. All right, it's just one marketplace that's open right now. It's Sydney. Yes, cryptocurrency operates 24/7, but when I say liquidity, I'm talking market maker money. I'm talking big money coming in. They're always buying and selling cryptocurrency, but you have, by now, you probably have gathered that Sydney is a little bit of a slow session. Hong Kong or Tokyo, sometimes they're slow sessions. They don't really do much, but you do know that the London and the US sessions are very, very volatile. Okay, so here's an example. Let's look at today's behavior. All right, so the Asian session from last night pumps price up to the high, pins it, and then comes all the way back down. They effectively form a stop hunt rise, and then they drop all before the Brinks box. The Brinks box effectively continues that move. Okay, so this is a bread and butter trade for me on the scalping element of things. I love these trades. They are so easy to catch. All right, when the Asian session closes, there's a gap time where they effectively contact the guys in Europe and let them know about the money they've got trapped to the downside or to the upside. And then they induce the traders who believe that the Asian session low has come into support and price moves away from that zone. Notice that it pins the 800 EMA and then drops. The 800 EMA on the 15-minute time frame is the 200 EMA on the hourly. So that's important that you understand that. Okay. Price then drops, comes below the moving averages, regulates, comes back to hit the 50 EMA, stop hunt low, rise. Those are the two things, all right, that you need to pay attention to. The stop hunt rise and the stop hunt low. Okay? Those are the market makers trapping and getting people committed into the charts. All right? It's hard enough, right? When you see this candle here, okay? They trap the guys to go short. They set their stop losses and their liquidation points. They trigger the lows. Guys are going short. There's a crash. Yeah, Bitcoin's going to crash. Happy days. Yeah, baby, crash. And then what happens? This massive spike to the upside. Look, the aggressive move. The fast move is the false move in this zone. And look at it. Fast move, false move, hits in the Brinks box, New York reversal, done. Look how slow they just drop price. It took them what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 2 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 hours to drop price. Yet at the start of the Brinks box, it only took them half an hour, nearly 45. Yeah, half an hour to move price in that whole direction. Slow trend is the true trend. Yeah? Are we understanding it, guys? What I'm going to get you guys to do for me, this is aimed at all the new people that are coming into the stream. Once I finish this stream, I want you to go into the video itself, once it's uploaded onto YouTube, and just in the comments box, just put down just a few words on what videos you want me to create to help you understand the strategy better. Okay, if you really want to understand the strategy in real time, which is what I do advise you do, go and watch the previous streams. All right. There are no shortcuts in this game, guys. You want to try and make shortcuts, then I can guarantee that's going to be reflected in your P&L when you're trading it. And you're going to be scratching your head thinking, where did I go wrong? I'm going to say it to you guys again. This game is not easy. It's not just a simple looking at the vector candles and hope that price is going to come back towards it. That's not always the case. Which is why you probably notice a lot of people are saying, well, look at the candle in December the 16th, 2020. Will that get recovered? Don't just pick a random candle and hope that it gets recovered at that point. Look at what's happening right now. Are there any vector candles from the last session that they may want to recover? Okay. And if there are, and they do recover them, what do we know from that point? Well, look at it like this, guys. Okay. So look, this is where price is right now. It's coming up. Drop, we're waiting for the pattern to form. Okay, if we look left, we can see some pools of liquidity. There's the biggest one right here. Big pool of liquidity. Got a massive one right here going across, which I'm going to label right now. Massive liquidity pool right there. Okay, so I'm going to get that highlighted. Massive one just above the 40k mark. Okay, then you've got this one up here. sitting at the 800 EMA. There are lots of liquidity that market makers are going to be getting ready to move to. Now, isn't it ironic, guys? If you were aware of the previous streams when we're talking about the 40k mark, what the market maker likes to do, he likes to build his longs below these key notable areas so that when he breaks through that zone, he gets the best fill and he's got the liquidity there to help his longs realize a return. Well, isn't it funny how this liquidity pool is slightly above the 40k mark? Why? Because they're getting all the liquidity, the longs filled to the downside and getting ready to move price up aggressively. Mark my words, once we break through 40k, it's going to be broken with an aggressive candle. Believe me. Look what happened here. If you can see this green candle, look ever so closely. Where is it? Can you see the green candle? Look anywhere else. Anywhere else on the 40k mark, there is no massive volume other than this green candle. That was the first time that they actually moved out of the zone aggressively. So they set up the trap. They're going to do exactly the same again. If they come back to the 40k mark, they will move price aggressively in that zone. Are we understanding this? So when is 40k? My friend, that is the $1 million question, my friend. Okay? The when is what we're waiting for. At some point, we understand that the market makers will send, okay, price to a certain zone. However, we just don't know when. We know it's going to happen, but we don't know when. And that's what happens. We pay to play. How long and how much capital can you sit? Can you sit through? So if you were to go long at this 40k mark, have you got the capital to sit through this drawdown? No, thank you. Not interested in doing that. I'll wait for it to go up, at least come back into this zone. Then I'm going to put my money in. When I put my money in, I put down my size. And then I get paid on the move from breaking the 40k, aiming to break out towards the M5. I've made my money. I ain't got to sit and worry about Bitcoin rising all the way up here. I can just literally capitalize on small increments of price increasing. And then I'll be able to sit back and be like, happy days. That's the beauty of being a scalper. You grab momentum. Okay, you're momentum killers. You're in and out. Done. Swing traders, there are guys that have gone long and they're probably sitting through this drawdown, or they're probably adding to the positions. Okay? Tricky game swing trading is. Tricky game. How do we know it's a large pool of liquidity? Because market makers build their positions. Okay, look. Here we go. Here's a little bit of education. See this big red vector candle? Market makers don't buy at the highs, they buy at the lows. You know the slogan, buy low, sell high. Well, the problem is that people that buy low think that when its price is rising and it's at its all-time high, you think that by buying at the all-time high, you're buying low because you think it's going to continue higher. No, that's not how it works. When you buy low, you buy at the lowest point in the chart and you sell at the highest point in the chart. When I say sell, you sell your shorts from the highest point of the chart, which is why you always see price. Whenever it spikes the high, it always pulls straight back. Why? Because the market maker has trapped the liquidity to the upside. He's committed the moon boy to go long. And then before you know it, he's got their liquidity committed because they want to ride the moon. And then market makers just snap price all the way back down. Funny that is, isn't it? Go and take every high that you see in a chart. Why does it always have a candle after it moving down aggressively? Because the market maker is taking his orders. He's taking his profits on the shorts that he built as price came to the high. All right? Hope that clarifies that for you. Here we go. Bitcoin rising now. Where can you learn about vector candles? Watch the streams. I can't say it anymore, guys. Everything that you need is, okay, in the streams. Everything that the 5 millionaires have watched, you don't have no, these 5 millionaires don't have any advantage against you guys. Okay? The $1 million traders have exactly the same thing that you guys have, and it's in the streams. Adriana, what's good, darling? How you been? I hope everything's all good in your new place. Hope it's all well for you. So, let's go over to Ethereum. It's the same story. Look at Ethereum. There's nothing. Me talking about Bitcoin is no different to me talking about Ethereum. Coinbase announced they will finally list Doge on Thursday. Buy now and sell the minute it gets listed on Thursday. Works every time. Sell the news. Buy on rumor, sell the news. That's what they say. It's a massive slogan in... I was on that elevator this morning. 3K, happy days. Well done, Vincent. Well done. There's a bunch of us crushing it too and on our way. Rogs, Free Crows, how you doing, man? PC Shed, what's good? When PC Shed says that, that is very... I'm happy about that, man. I'm happy about that. Tina, if it pushed to the 40k right now, would you favor a strong retrace? I could see them trying to bring it back down. Ah, Merlin, how you doing? Back down to install more fear that we're stuck in the zone. Guys, if you go back in the previous streams and pay attention to when Ethereum was hitting the 1800 zone, all right? Go back and watch that, all right? And you'll hear the conversations. And then you'll see when Ethereum breaks out of that 1800 point and you'll see what happens. The same thing is happening right now with Bitcoin with the 40k mark, okay? The 40k mark is a point of interest right now, and I'm waiting for Bitcoin to hit it. This pattern that you see right here, from my understanding, is likely to play out. But that is only on the basis that it holds this zone. Okay? As long as it holds this zone, then that pattern is going to come into fruition. Because look at how she's playing out, guys. She pulled back directly to the T, and then she moved back out. All right? Go in the Discord and look. On Sunday, we posted that information for you. Blue and pink candles means how long did the millionaires trade before this taking this course? Well, one of them had no idea what trading was. Okay? One of them started with 8 grand. One started with 100. One started with 2. One started with another figure. But, guys, the figure is not the point. It's been nearly 6 months, right? These guys have been with me from day one, and they've just been grabbing it and just absorbing it and applying it accordingly, man. Fair play to them, man. They're just ripping the shit out of it. And that just solidifies it for me, man. Kurdet, there is live trades in the channel. There's a playlist. You can check it out. Ah, Jay, Seller, CBK. To be honest with you, I mean, looking at... I wish he didn't Snapchat that, Cal. I really wish he didn't do that, bro. Because I don't really look at any of the altcoins, to be honest with you. Reason being is because I'll always follow the bigger money, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. If we look at those coins, they're probably going to be trading the same way XRP is trading, or Ethereum. I may be wrong. But let me have a look now. CKB. Exactly the same. Exactly the same formation. There's nothing I can say for it. I ain't sharing the screen yet. Hold on. They're doing exactly the same thing. Let me pull it up for you. Here we go. Ryan, it probably is. Of course it is. But there's CKB. Pretty much the same formation, hitting at the lows. Right, there's that big sell-off happen on Ethereum. They're gonna trade not exactly the same, but sort of the same. Okay? CLR. Same again. Nothing else to it. If you want to know where the alts are gonna go, look at Ethereum. That's the best thing I can say to you. Right. Okay then. Now. So. Let me give you the information, guys. Okay. Man, my head is burning. Okay, cool. So, Bitcoin, from yesterday's daily open, It's working on coming back towards that. This is Bitcoin's daily open down here, and you can see it's getting quite aggressive, man. It's starting to move up nicely. If I look down on the time frame, I bet you there's a vector candle on that drop. Let me see. We've got vectors. Here we go. Look at that, man. There's no vectors. It was a BS move today. No vector candles. So here we go. Look at these vector candles down here on the 5-minute time frame. Nice little MW formation moving out the zone. So we should see Bitcoin come and recover this daily open, because that's what they like to do. Because of how close price was to the previous session, it came all the way back down from it. Now it's working its way back up. We should recover this daily open. And if the pivot shows precedence, then we will see the M3 zone. But we'll obviously see retraces from that point. Okay. Let me zoom in. There we go. What I don't like is I don't like this slow move to the upside. You can see they're working the lows. You can see pin, 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 pin. They're tapping the liquidity to the low because they've triggered the guys to go short because it's broke down the 50 EMA. But look, the 50 EMA is flat. There's nothing happening. Okay? I need price to come and break up towards the 200 EMA, and then the 50 EMA will be edging upwards, and then it pulls back, continuation to the upside. But because if you look, we're waiting for this pattern to play out. We could have ourselves an advanced entry formation playing out, but I'm just not confident with the way they're moving price. It's stuck in this boring zone. Okay, we haven't seen many notable volumes coming in. Look, this wild spike to the upside and then back down. They're just getting price at the highs, building longs as low as they can, and then they're just moving slowly towards the upside. Like I said to you guys, until we break this previous high right here and work away from the M3 pivot, confirming the M2, we should move to the M4. All right, but before that happens, once price breaks away from the M3 pivot, retraces back to test it and bounces away from it, we should see the M5 projection, which sits in the liquidity pool where the 40K mark sits. So we're going to know when they move. Like I said, when they move, we move. Start from the beginning, Dominic. Okay, depending on what tier you're in, start straight from the beginning. All right, because there's so much for you to go through. Sonny Biggs, what's good, my friend? Original sounds, what have I done to you? I've turned you into a scalper, man. Gold, what did gold do? Yeah, gold dropped. Gold did drop. Should come back in towards lock if you pay attention to gold. Guys, I am delaying the Forex channel because I'm waiting for some artwork to come through. But you can see she hit that projection zone. But now look what she's doing. She's progressively trying to come down to this point here to cover this green candle. So we're going to be very interesting. Brinks box. Here you go. Look, man. There it is. Stop, hunt, rise. There's nothing more to it. In Forex, it's such a brilliant strategy, guys. It's bread and butter, man. And we're talking a lot about this. Here's the stop, hunt, rise play. Look. Asian session, bringing price to the high, bringing price to the high, because there are guys that trade off these zones. They set zones. They set limit orders and they set stop orders. Okay, look what happened to the guys who set stop orders right here. How unfortunate for them. They thought, okay, when it breaks above the Asian session high, I'm going to go long. Well, look at that. Price comes down to the psychological high for gold. Then price moves out. Stop, hunt, rise. Blue, green, blue, blue vector candles. Where's it going? Nowhere. Next candle, sharp drop to the downside. Trapped all the guys who were trying to go long in the Asian session. And then they drop back down, retrace to the 50 EMA. Brinks box, New York, drop. Beautiful price action, guys. I mean, come on. Why would you trade crypto? Ah. Another story, eh? Cool. All right then, guys. Listen, I'm gonna let you guys go. All right, but we've got an interesting day tomorrow. I need to get some sleep tonight. It's been a tough day for me. So please make sure you go in the comments of this video once it's finished, okay? And put down what videos you would like me to, to do for you guys, okay? But please go through the playlist. There's a playlist called Understanding the Hybrid System, Okay, and there are videos in there that talk about how a W is formed, how a M's formed, you know, trading the 50 EMA. There are so many things that you can consider in that channel as well. All right, so listen, I said it was short and sweet, guys. Be mindful with your trades, guys. There's nothing in sight for us right now until they clear out key zones. But I bid you well, guys. Tomorrow, we're going to be smashing it tomorrow, guys. We're going to have a nice long stream tomorrow, and we'll be able to see what we can get from tomorrow's price action. All right? So, mad love to all of you guys, and thank you so much. Okay? Patrons, get ready. Tuning in tomorrow morning, guys. The hunt is going to be on full pledge straight away. We're going to just rip it tomorrow. If they do what I'm expecting them to do, then it's going to be an interesting morning tomorrow in London. All right? Mad love to all of you guys. Take care of yourselves. Good night. Stay safe. Thank you very much.